It's perfect. How on earth are you doing, my little beauties? It's David Connelly here, the web developer extraordinaire. I apologise if I look a bit rough just now, but I'm actually just out of bed. It's really, really early, and I had some challenges sleeping as always, so I haven't had a shower or anything. I'll probably go straight back to bed after this video. But I thought I'd do a quick check in and say hello, and I hope everybody is cool. I've been over here in France for the past 10 or 11 days. This is my second last day here, and I'm looking forward to coming back on Saturday. I'll actually be back Saturday 11 p.m, so, I guess maybe more or less Sunday. But thanks to everybody from Speed Coding Academy for being cool and giving me this little time out. Even though I might look a bit run down here, I've had a good break and I'm feeling good. And it was a nice chance to just take a step back and not even reflect or anything like that, but just take a step back and let everything marinate for a while. Funny thing is, I've came out of it with actually just a reinforced belief that everything we're doing is right. Everything we are doing is right. Everything we are doing is good, and I'm completely excited by what's coming up. I hope this is the longest I've been away from coding, serious coding, since 2004. I mean, I'm not showing off. I just do a lot of coding. It's my life. But I think I needed this break because I've had about 18 months of going absolutely flat out, and it's not healthy. It's not healthy. So I've taken some time out. I'll show you around, actually. I spent a lot of the week with this madness. It's not even real archery, by the way. It's just these things here. I'll show you. It's just these little things here, and managed to get, I think, 2 10s the whole week. But, it was something else to try. It was kind of cool. What else can I show you? I'm staying with some... this is the family of my Lady Wonder wench, actually, who stay here. And it's a really cool place. No video would be complete without the obnoxious swimming pool in the background, right? But, my favourite part of the whole thing, I have to tell you, my favourite feature has got to be this. It's the simple things in life that are good, folks. And you cannot beat a good old-fashioned hammock under a tree or two. That's what I think. A few years ago I could have really impressed you because they used to own land across here, and it was a really, really giant place. And yeah, that would have made a pretty impressive video, but I think they sold it a few years ago. And as the years have gone by, it's gradually got smaller and smaller, But it's still a really cool place. It's out in the middle of nowhere. And I think it's just what I needed, Anyway, let's go for a wee walk, and I'll tell you where I am right now. So, for about the past 18 months or so, I've been working hard on a new framework, and now, more recently, on a desktop app for the framework. Some of the work was pretty intense. I was doing often, very normally, 15 hours a day, 7 days a week. And I could feel my energy starting to go. So I had to go out here and, have a more relaxed vibe. You know what I'm talking about, folks? Anyway, so I came out and I had a solid week there where I never did any coding whatsoever. Like none. Nothing. And it was really cool. And the funny thing is, I don't have any incredible insights or anything. I had a shot of this trampoline thing, by the way. These things are incredibly... what's the word? I don't even know the word. It's too early in the morning. they certainly burn the calories, I'll tell you that, I've never really been into trampolines, but I heard a report that apparently jumping on a trampoline is good for depression. I don't know if there's anything in that. Here's another thing that you might be into. Check this. They've got a wee thing in here where they grow their own vegetables and stuff like that, which is kind of cool as well. Anyway, I haven't really came away with any great aha or anything, and I didn't really want to. I just wanted a time out, and what I think I have came away with is just a reinforcement that everything we're doing is right. Everything is right. Of course, maybe there will be slight technical variations in terms of how things work coming up. But in terms of the general plan and what we're doing here, I think, quite frankly, we are revolutionising an industry here. That's what's happening. And I think this is bigger than me. I think that, as a matter of fact, I'm probably going to take my name off of the copyright of the framework, and I'll put a faceless company name or something on this, because it's bigger than me, and I feel good about what we're doing. When I came here, I was a wee bit overwhelmed because I had just finished the app, and I work on a Mac, and I discovered that the app did not look so good on a Windows thing or Linux or whatever, and they had a different experience. That was a huge kick in the teeth, and I thought to myself, all right, am I going to take 1 month to learn about all of this stuff? And of course, when you build the thing, and the desktop app's my first one, and then you open it and it's like, this is probably a malicious file from an untrusted developer, don't open it. Can you imagine how much of a downer that is, So that's what happened, and it was a wee bit depressing. However, I've done some research, I'm over it, and I think I've got a clear idea of where we're going to go with all of this. There are 4 features that I want this desktop app to have before I can truly consider version 1 complete, The 4 features are an image uploader, an image gallery uploader, which is slightly different, and 2 types, spider web. 2 types, that'll teach me for walking about in nature. 2 types of module relations that I want to sort out as well and automate. Have I got a spider on me? You would let me know, wouldn't you? Anyway, so I've got that to do. I would like to do that, I think, as a priority. I think that has to be done as fast as possible. I've also noticed, to my horror, that on certain installations, for example, a Mac using the latest version of MAMP has some challenges connecting with the desktop app. And it turns out that with certain setups, it's not enough just to say hostname, username, password, or database name, whatever. Turns out that some computers need other things, such as what's called a socket path, I think it is. And you need to declare a few other shenanigans, and it's a wee bit of a pain in the neck, but I discovered that there was a hypothetical possibility that people could experience that, and I've had to start rebuilding how the whole database thing's set up. I'm about 60% of the way through that now, and I think it's going to be beautiful, So when I get back, I still actually just want to finish this app and get it in really, really great shape. And the moment this app is finished, all of us in Speed Coding Academy instantly become the fastest developers on earth. And the plan thereafter is to just as quickly as possible get through as many of the, we'll do the warp speed module, as I call it, where I introduce you to that stuff. But then I think we'll just get through as much cool stuff as we can in terms of, I'll show you how to build a really cool online shop from scratch. I mean, it'll be quite possibly the most in-depth online shop series in the history of the web. And I am the current title holder with my 135 videos that I did previously. But we're not going to be taking months and months and months. We're now going to be able to build stuff like this incredibly quickly. Astonishingly quickly, in fact. So we'll do the online shop, we'll do a few other things. I'd like to do a stock alert system or a crypto alert system. I'd like to do some AI stuff as well. I might even, no guarantee, but I might even do a little series on how to build a video learning course like the one at Speed Coding Academy, because that's kind of a cool thing to know about, right? And I'd be glad to show you how to build things like that, So we're going to have a really cool second half of the year, I think, just building tons and tons of stuff, and it's going to be cool, and I'm really excited. Somewhere along the line, I'm going to have to fork up. There's not a spider web or something here. Somewhere along the line, I'm going to have to fork out or fork up or pay up, whatever. Going to have to get my hands on the licenses that you need to stop these very annoying, untrusted developer alerts coming up. And I can assure you they're considerably more annoying for me than they are for anyone else. It turns out, by the way, that when you have an app and you install it and it says this is not from a trusted developer and all of that, well, I had assumed that meant that they had checked the thing out and that, the code was maybe not right, or maybe they hadn't checked it out, but the other ones had. They had tested it and, whatever. Anyway, no, of course, that's not the case. Those messages really just mean that the developer hasn't paid the annual fee, which varies from, I think, between about $150 to about $700. That would be the Windows platform, and I think the Apple platform is the same, So that's an expense I'm going to have because I want to have nice installation processes. I want to have a smooth and happy experience. But that might just be maybe just a little bit down the line when we do that, So thank you for putting up with the miserable installation processes. What else can I tell you? The other thing is I've had a wee bit of a chance to mess about with some slightly unimportant things, but I had remember I was telling you that I didn't want to do any coding, but I had my laptop with me and I thought, what will I do that's kind of related to coding, but not coding? And I ended up trying out lots of different browsers, and it's not often you do that, but I had a really good shot of some alternative browsers and just a chance to see what's going on in that universe. Anyway, long story short, and a very seamless edit there, I stumbled upon the Brave browser, and I think it's good. I think that the Brave browser is good. I like it. It's a bit like Google Chrome, but it takes away all of the dodgy tracking stuff. You know how, for example, in the morning I like to read various news websites and stuff, and it's so annoying when they put video players on and you've not asked for it, and if you've got tabs open you can hear a voice or music and you're like, where is that coming from? Well, the Brave browser stops that, which is good, right? It seems to be fast, it seems to be kind of cool. There's some... Oh, the other thing as well is you can run Google extensions, Chrome extensions on it. It runs off of Chromium, which is the engine for the Google Chrome browser. But like I say, they've taken away all of the dodgy stuff. The Brave browser's got a really, really great team behind it. Now, there is some kind of crypto model going on here involving a crypto token and you get rewards for viewing adverts or something. I don't know anything about that side of it. I don't have any of that crypto token, and I'm not on a crusade to promote any crypto here at all. I'm just saying that as a browser, following some fairly extensive testing, I was impressed. So I like the Brave browser. It's probably going to be my browser of choice moving forward. And I think that the whole tracking situation has started to get kind of ridiculous. I mean, I'm not going to go into that, but I've had experiences, I kid you not, where I remember at a client's place and I mentioned to somebody that I'd caught a TV show. It was actually a while ago. I caught a glimpse of a TV show called Suits, and I thought it was good, you know. And I mentioned that, and 2 days later on Amazon, the Suits box set got recommended to me. Stuff like that freaks me out, you know. So in any event, who knows what was going on there? Maybe there's some simple explanation. But the point is, I think the Brave browser's good, and I think it's got a good team behind it. It's got a transparent business model. I don't know if the crypto thing will work or not. I just don't know about that side of things. But purely as a browser, I'm into it, and I highly recommend it. Finally, I had a quick look at the Democrats' debate the other night. I'm not into politics. This is not a politics channel. I don't care who you vote for or anything. But there were a couple of interesting observations. There's a guy, I think his name's Andrew Yang, I'm not entirely sure, but he's talking about adding in or introducing a basic wage. I think it was $1,000 per month for Americans to offset all of the jobs that are being lost to AI. And I don't know how he's going to do, but it's a very interesting idea. And I'm not looking at it just like, free stuff. I think the dude is ahead of his time. And it's maybe not, maybe this is not the time, but at some point in the future, I think we are going to have to look at things like that, because AI can and will take over the jobs market. And I think that's something that we do need to have a sensible conversation about, you know. So I thought he was interesting. I think Bernie Sanders is pretty good. He looked like a good candidate to me. A lot of the others looked completely dodgy though. If you think that this Democrat idea of let's throw open the borders and stop all being racist, if you think that that's got anything to do with being nice or altruistic or something, then wake up, because all of the elections, look at how close the Trump-Hillary election was. Look at the Brexit vote, under 1% separated that. All of the big elections are separated, the winners and losers, by less than 5%, which is a pretty slim margin, right? And if you can throw open the borders and say, right, come on in, folks, and we love, we want more of you. Hey, bring your families. Well, guess what? You've just imported an inexhaustible supply of voters, and you've just secured your job in politics for life. I think that's what's going on. I think that's the game that they're playing, and I don't trust any of them, to be honest.